All right, today I want to talk about the Holosun optics and what I'm doing here to change and some little things that people may not know about the Holosuns. So I've been using this Holosun HS403GL little micro red dot on this AR pistol for quite a while. It's been on multiple guns before this. It's kind of been my floating optic, and I've been using it for a while with no issues. I love it. I've got an astigmatism, so red dots are a little bit tough for me, but I can see this dot super clear. The reason I actually bought this mount, and I think it's the reason that a lot of people don't realize, is the mount compatibility. So I had gotten a good deal on this LaRue LT660 aim point mount. That's this mount that's on here right now. It's a QD lever, nice, high quality, like it a lot. But I didn't own an aim point at the time, and I didn't want to spend aim point money on an aim point, so did a little digging, and it's not super clear which ones are which, but a lot of these Holosuns do actually fit aim point T1/H1 mounts. So that is really nice. So you can get all this super high quality mount. You can invest your money on the mount. You're probably gonna spend more money on a mount than you are the optic in a lot of cases, but you get it going, and then if you really decide you want to go to aim point later, you can just swap it out. This becomes another optic for a different gun, and you can still keep your expensive mount. So I got this mount, been using it a long time. I love that it returns to zero. It locks, it locks nicely on the rail. Everything's good. So what I'm gonna do though is, since I like this Holosun so much, I've also been using the 507 on pistols, and I've had no problems. Did a training class, did everything with it, love it so much. So I ordered a 510 as well, which is kind of just a bigger view, kind of like an EOTech style looking optic. So I have that incoming. So I'm going to take this one off, put this out to the side. And then on this little charger that I've got here, this little suppressed 1022 charger, I've been using this Bushnell TRS-25, and it's fine. I've used it for years. It's cheap. It's good enough quality for what, a 22. I don't have any issues with it, but I'm ready to upgrade this one. So I'm gonna remove this optic, and then this will become my floater optic that I just keep in the drawer, ready for anything that comes my way, pop it in. I like this optic. I just don't like the turning of the dial to get it on and off. Seems like I always want to be around 8 or 9, and it takes a lot of clicks to get over there. Kind of annoying, but it works fine. I've not used it on really high recoil operate guns, so I can't speak for that. But this mount here, you basically slip up through the bottom of the mount, and you go up into it. And so I'm gonna take this off, and I'm gonna show you the different mounts. So this is the LaRue mount that we just said, but the nice thing about the Holosun is it comes with 2 mounts as well. So you get a high mount for AR applications, but for this one, since it's going to be laid down on a lower receiver there, I need to use the low mount. So take this LaRue mount off, and actually what I think I'm going to do with this LaRue mount is, now they offer this optic in a green dot with the circle dot reticle. So this one here is just a red dot, 2-minute dot. I don't know if you can see it in the camera or not, but 2-minute dot, red. And so they offer this now with a green dot with a circle reticle dot, and then you can change it to just dot, just circle, or circle and dot together, and in green. And I pick up the green a lot better. They offer these in 2 different styles. You got your side battery, and then they make one that has a little bit of a tray down here that you put the coin cell in a tray. Now, there is something you got to be aware of. When you put the tray in there, it raises the dot just a little bit. So if you're using like a absolute co-witness mount or a lower third mount, you got to be careful that tray is going to throw you off just a little bit. So I like the side battery ones just myself, because I can use a coin at the range a lot easier. The tray mount ones use a very small set of Phillips screws to do it. kind of iffy on those. The other thing I like about these little caps, so when they come off, they have the little gradations inside there, and then that becomes your tool. So it slides in there, you flip it around, and it slots in, and it becomes like a big turret. So now you can just turn it and make your click adjustments. It's kind of nice. It's basically toolless. You're not having to use a cartridge rim or anything like that to get it adjusted. Brightness up and down, 2 buttons to shut it off. This is an older one, so I don't think it has the shake awake. I'm not sure. I don't want shake awake because I leave when the gun that this is on stays in my trunk of my car, so I don't want to leave it on all the time. Okay, so this is the other mount that comes with it. This is the factory Holosun mount. Not bad, you know, just a kind of a tall mount, standard AR style mount. What we're gonna use is this low mount. So you can see here it just clamps on. So the easiest thing for me to do is when you look at the pictures of the Optic, if you don't know that it's gonna fit on a T1 mount, is it seems like this little dovetail here, if it has that dovetail, it's pretty much going to fit on that style mount. So some of them, you just got to look at the pictures, see if they have that style mount, but if not, I would go with something else. I like the ones that use the standard mounts. That 510 that I have coming, that has its own integrated QD mount, so you don't have to worry about it other than that, but this is the way to go. And then we will attach this, and we'll get it all put up together, and we'll come back and show you how it is installed. Okay, so I finished my install. I didn't want to bore you guys with Loctite and torquing details, but basically I just blue Loctited the screws to the bottom, torqued them down, and then mounted it on the rail. I went about halfway down. Sometimes I keep going back and forth. I want to move it very back to clear the charging handle completely so I don't get in the way at all, but then I'm worried about gases coming and touching the front of the lens, so I just put it in the middle just to be safe. But now you can see this Optic is mounted the proper height when you get a cheek rest. It is centered nicely. I don't need to do a chin weld or really bear down on it. This is kind of the perfect optic for this. These are super cheap. I'll put a link in the video notes and below so you can buy your own, but I don't think you can really go wrong. Basically, if you want red, green, what style mount, what style battery tray, and then there is a kind of an option for solar. I believe the solar is only to regulate the dot. It's not to power the actual optic as far as I know, so don't be fooled by the solar claims. But yeah, the Holosun 403 GL is what I'm running right here. Love it, and I'm going to buy the green version of it probably today, and I have a 510 en route, and I've been using the 507C on a pistol, and I love it, love it, love it. So can't go wrong with Holosun these days.